In the last lesson, we learned about loops and how they allow a program to repeat actions automatically. In this lesson, we are going to learn about lists. A list is one of the most important and most commonly used things in Python. You will use lists in almost every program you write. So, pay close attention. What is a list? Think about a shopping list. When you are going to market, you write down all things you want to buy in a piece of paper, like rice, tomato, oil, pepper, onions, etc. That piece of paper holds a collection of items in a specific order. A list in Python works exactly the same way. It is a collection of items stored together in a specific order under one variable name. Instead of creating a separate variable for each item, you put all the items together in one list. Just like instead of writing the list of what you want to buy in the market on different papers, like you write rice on a paper, write tomatoes on another paper, write oil on another paper, write pepper on another paper. Instead of doing that, you have a long paper and you write the list of all what you want to buy there. So that's exactly what variable is in Python. Instead of having different variable name for each item of a collection, you put them together into a list and store them in a single variable name. So let's open the terminal and go to our working directory. Let's create a new file for this lesson. Let's name it list.py. Switch to insert mode. Let's create our first list. Press escape, then save. Let's run the file. You can see that it's printed all 5 foods inside the square bracket, separated by commas. That is a list. The square brackets are what define a list in Python. The items inside are separated by commas. In a list, every item has a position. That position is called an index. In Python, indexing starts from 0, not from 1. So in our fruit list, mango is at index 0, orange is at index 1, banana is at index 2, pineapple is at index 3, and purple is at index 4. To access a specific item in a list, you write the name of the list followed by the index inside a square bracket. Let me show you. Let's update the file. Press escape, then save. Let's run the file. You can see that fruit open bracket 0 close the square bracket prints mango, which is the first item. Also, fruit open square bracket 1 close square bracket printed orange, the second item. Also, fruit square bracket 4 close the square bracket printed purple, which is the fifth item. Remember, the first item is always at index 0, not index 1. This is one of the things beginners often get confused about. So always count from 0. Python also allows you to use negative indexing, which means counting from the end of the list. So index -1 gives you the last item. Index -2 gives you the second to the last item, and so on. Let's practice that. Press escape, then save. Let's run the file. You can see that fruit open square bracket -1 close square bracket printed purple, which is the last item. Also, fruits open square bracket -2 close square bracket printed pineapple, which is the second to the last item. Negative indexing is very useful when you want to access items at the end of a list without knowing the exact length of the list. Now, let's learn how to add items to a list. To add an item to the end of a list, we use the .append function. Let's try that. Press escape and then save. Let's run the file. You can see that the first print mango, orange, and banana. Then the second print mango, orange, banana, pineapple. The .append operation added pineapple to the end of the list. Now, what if you want to add an item at a specific location, which is not at the end, but somewhere in the middle? For that, we use the .insert function. It takes two things, which are the index where you want to insert and the item you want to insert. So let's try that. Press escape, then save. Let's run the file. You can see that first print mango, orange, banana. Then second print mango, pineapple, orange, banana. We inserted pineapple at index 1. So it went in between mango and orange, and everything after it shifted one position forward. Now let's learn how to remove items from a list. There are two ways to remove an item. The first is .remove function. You give it the value of the item you want to remove. The second is .pop function. You give it the index of the item you want to remove. Let me show you how both of them work. Let's update the file. Press escape and then save. Let's run the file. You can see that first print all 5 fruits. The second print, banana, was removed using the .remove function. And the third print, mango, which was at the index 0, was removed using the pop function. So .remove finds the item by its value and removes it. And .pop removes the item at a specific index. Now, let's learn how to update an item in a list. To change the value of an item, we simply access it through its index and assign a new value to it. Let's try that. Press escape, then save. Let's run the file. You can see that first print, mango, orange, banana. Then second print, mango, pineapple, banana. We replaced orange at index 1 with pineapple. That is how you update an item in a list. Now, let's learn some more useful list operations. The first is the len function, which gives us the number of items in a list. You already know the len function from the strings lesson. It works the same way here. The second is the sort function, which sorts the items in a list in alphabetical or numerical order. The third is reverse function, which reverses the order of the items in a list. Let me show you all the three. Press escape, then save. Then let's run it. You can see that len open bracket fruit gives 5. There are 5 items in the list. If you count them, you can see that there are 5. So the len open bracket fruit gives a correct result. After sort, the fruits are arranged in alphabetical order, which is banana, mango, orange, purple, pineapple. After reverse, the order was flipped, which gives pineapple, purple, orange, mango, banana. Now let's combine list and loop together, because this is where lists become extremely powerful. You already saw a preview of this in the loops lesson. Now let's go deeper. Let's create a new file. Let's name it acelist.py. Press I to switch to start mode. Then let's write some codes there. Press escape and save. Let's run the file. You can see that it printed each ACE co-founder's name with a label, one after the other. The for loop went through each item in the list and printed it. This is one of the most common patterns in Python programming. Now let's do something more powerful. Let's look through a list of numbers and calculate their total. Let's update the file. Press escape, then save. Let's run the file. You can see the list of score, the total, which is the sum of all the scores, and also the average, which is the total divided by the number of scores. This is a real world calculation. Imagine a teacher who wants to calculate the average score of a class. This is exactly how it will be done in Python. Now let's learn how to check if an item exists in a list or not. Just like we use the in keyword with strings, we can use it with list too. Let's open the list.py file. Press I to switch to the insert mode. Then let's update the file. Press escape, then save. Run the file. You see, mango in fruit gives true. This is because mango is in the list, but apple in fruit gives false. This is because apple is not in the list. This is very useful when you want to check whether something exists in a list before doing something with it. Now, let's build a final practice program that brings everything together. Let's create a new file called acecofounders.py. Press I to switch to the insert mode and let's type some codes there. Press escape, then save. Let's run the file. You can see a report showing each co-founder and their age. At the bottom, Python calculates the average age, the oldest co-founder and the youngest co-founder. Let me point out two new things in this program. The first thing is the range open bracket learn open bracket co-founders close bracket. This gives us the indices of the list 0, 1, 2, and 3. We use the variable I to move through both the co-founder list and the ages list. at the same time. This means that co-founders open brackets I close bracket and ages open bracket I close bracket always refer to the same co-founder. The second is max and min functions. These are built-in Python commands that return the largest and the smallest values in a list. For example, max open bracket ages close bracket gives us the age of the oldest co-founder, while min open bracket ages close bracket gives us the age of the youngest co-founder. As you continue learning Python, you will discover many useful built-in commands like this that help you solve problems with very little code. Now, let's push everything to GitHub. Let's go and check GitHub. You can see our new files have appeared in the repository.